Hello everyone and welcome to the video lecture series of Mobile Application Development. Students, in our previous all sessions we talk about that how can we store the data in shared preferences, external storage, internal storage and the database. Now, one is another way to store the data on server. So, the question should come in our mind that sir, why need web services or what are the web services? That I'll explain today. Hi, this is your instructor Janice Shah. So let's begin to understand the concept of the web services with the small example. But before that, let me tell you that why we need or why we should come out from the SQLite database and store our data on server. So student, the limitations are there in the SQLite database. The number one is that it can store very small amount of data. Number two is that if the SQLite database is only there in your devices, if you want to share the same data from the one device to another device, then how you can do that? That is the second number problem. Number three is that suppose think about the situation that taking an example of the Flipkart. Flipkart is updating its mobile accessory categories and now it is going to introduce a new mobile stand. Okay. What happens if Flipkart mobile stand is available only through the website but not from the Flipkart mobile application? Is it ever happening? No. Why? Because what the both mobile application and the website, the both contains a common part. That part is known as the admin panel, or we can say it as a server. See, usually we are going to code in two different type of languages. You people know about the front end and the back end. So yes students, you are correct. We are going to use the backend languages like Java, PHP, .NET, Node.js or any languages to write down the server side scripting or to store the data on the server. We have the database, we have the server side scripting language, and we have our mobile application. So how you can transfer the data or how we can display the data same as the website from the server and from server to the mobile application, because the problem is your smartphone device contains Android application or the backend as a Java, but the server contains PHP, contains .NET, contains Python. That means it might be possible the programming language in the backend of the mobile application in the server are totally different. Then how can you communicate with both of them? How the communication can be established in both between both of them? That the concept is known as the web services, and I'm going to introduce I'm going to teach you the web service with a very small example, or we can say the very layman example. So let's see it. Students, here just imagine a situation. These two girls are from the different cities, from the different locations. One is from the Gujarat. She used to speak Gujarati. One is from the Kerala, and she used to speak Malayalam till Kerala languages, whatever the South languages they want to prefer to talk about, or they want to use during their communication. Now, see, these both entities, these both girls want to communicate with each other, but the languages are different. This is a very huge problem for both of them. Now, how they can resolve it? See students, what they do, what they need to communicate with each other, obviously a common language. Common language. See, just imagine a situation that to overcome such problem, they use a common language, or I can say the common language is English. So instead of going with the Gujarati or the Kerala language, they used to come up with the English. So okay, now it's okay. So now they start talking in English. Now another problem is comes between both of them. That is all about the accent. The accent they use during the English programming, English language, like the Gujarati people used to say about the data, and the Kerala people used to say about the data. Okay, so she might say like, I want data from you, and one of the people understand, she is not able to understand about the data. What do we mean by the data? Because we used to say, pronounce it as a data. Fine. So such type of things they'll get overcome with a good programming language, or the, sorry, it's not about the programming. It's all about the grammar. With a good grammar or rules, they define some set of rules or the grammar while they communicate with each other. Okay, there is a second thing they need. What is the third thing? See, we both are communicating with each other. Why, right? This is a medium. This is a medium of the internet. Okay, you are watching this video on a YouTube channel. So this is internet is a medium. Same like that, during the communication, both of them, a medium like a phone call, devices, or the air medium is there. So what three things they need? One is a common language. Second one is a grammar or rules. And third one is a medium to communicate with each other. Students, the same concept is used with web services. How? See, this is a two girls, and this is your web services scenario. See, this is your Android application. Android application is going to Twitter, fetch the tweet and show it to you that this is the recent tweets. See, just imagine a situation that you are using the widget in your smartphone devices, and the widget is nothing but is showing you some updates of the data or updates of some applications. Okay, that can be easily accessed in a home screen. Okay, so I have my smartphone devices. I just want to see the tweets every morning, and I want to check the weather every morning. So what is happening over here, students? Every day I used to check my smartphone with recent tweets and the recent weather. This device is going to fetch the data from the Twitter, data from the weather, and show it to you in your smartphone devices. How this is happen? This is happening with the help of the web services. Why? Because on the Android we have Java. On the server side we have another programming language as a backend technology. Now we want to communicate with each other. How we can establish? We can establish this communication with the help of common language. Second one is set of rules, and third one is a medium. So students, we can use some common languages like XML or JSON, right? So JSON and the XML are the format of the data in which we can store the data and throw it to the another devices or another end. Like we grab the data from the database, convert it into the XML or the JSON format, and to pass it to the Android application side. Okay, then on the application and we receive data in the form of XML or the JSON, convert back into the Java and use it. Yes. So this can be what we need. The both entities understand the different programming languages. Now they come up with a common solution with the JSON or XML. So the very first thing, they need a common language, JSON or XML format of the data. What is the second one? Second one, I'm used to talk about the rules or the grammar rules. And here, the grammar rules, or we can say the rules, is all about the protocols that we are going to use during the communication between both of them. It might be HTTP, HTTPS, or FTP, right? So it's all about the protocols. Now, what next? Obviously, the last one is the medium. You are just watching this live video on the YouTube. That means you are communicating with me right now with the help of the internet. So internet is the one type of medium, another is a LAN, the local area network. It can also be a medium to communicate with the server, because we might have the XAMPP in our PC and we can use it as a server, or we already have a dedicated server. We purchase the hosting and put our database over there, and then we communicate with the help of the web services to the application. So now it is very much easy to understand the concept of web services. The web services provide a medium, or web services help us to communicate between app and the server. Correct. So let's see. See, students, what about the web services? So web services is a standard for exchanging the information between the different type of applications irrespective of language and the platform. So always, students, it is not necessary that you are just fetching the data from the server or communicating between the server and the application only. It might be possible that you can communicate between two different applications as well. Now, web services are a collection of the open source protocols and the standards like XML, HTTP, and etc. that are useful to exchange the data between system of the application. So this is the one communication scenario of the web services, students. Here is my smartphone devices where I just grab the data and showcase to you that how the data represents. See, when application send a request to the web server takes the data, fetch the data from the databases. You just grab the data back and send it to the response to the Android application. But this request sending process and the requesting process at the both end, we have the common format of the data like JSON or XML and showcase to you in the form of the data. Fine. So this is all about the web services. Next, this is another example. I'm just going to some little bit deep in the web services. Like a web service is basically required to provide the interoperability between the two different applications, as well as it allows the different apps to communicate with each other and share the data and the services among themselves. Here, students, web services provide a standard for all type of client-based applications to invoke function on every type of server. For example, you considering an Android application interacting with the .NET server where both programming languages are different. Still, they can communicate with each other, transfer the data, utilize the information, and educate the user. Because at the end, our app purpose is to educate user or to entertain the user. What the web service architecture have? See, the three things are there. One is publisher, second one is a broker, and third one is a subscriber. So publisher, just understand in a one single word, that provides a services, or we can say call it as a service provider. Number two, subscriber, that means the user which is going to use the services provided by the publisher. And the broker is the application that provide access to UDDI, that means the user descriptive discovery integration. It enables the client application to locate where the web service exactly is. So broker is in between of the service provider and the client, or we can say broker is between of the publisher and the subscriber. Types of the web services. Students, there are various types of web services like XML RPC. RPC stands for Remote Procedure Call. It is an XML based protocol for the exchanging the data between the huge range of devices over the internet. Next is UDDI. This services is also the XML based services that is used for the detailing and publishing or discovering the new web services. SOAP is like a simple object access protocol. It is again the XML based web service protocol that is used to exchange the data or document over the HTTP. Students, the next we have the REST. So REST is most probably used in the Android because it's a lightweight. So it is representation state transfer. It provides the communication and connectivity between devices and the internet. Next, why we need web services? So obviously, web services enable the interoperability between two applications. One of the very important advantage of the web service is the reusability, that you can create a web service at once, then you can use the same web services for the other project as well. But remember, at the time the database name should be same and the functionality should be same. Correct? Now, web services offer faster communication across the application and the organizations. They use the quality industry standard protocol to enable the communication between two applications. They use SOAP over HTTP that enable the use of low cost of internet, and web services are deployed over the standard internet technologies. They allow us to expose the function of existing code over the internet. Obviously, everything comes with the pros and cons. So web services has some amount of disadvantages, like it does not access from the browser, they do not leverage an emerging web development, and HTTP protocol used by the web services, it is not reliable, or it is insecure. So that's it all about the web services, students. In the next session, we are going to talk about the JSON. Okay, that how the JSON works and how we can convert our JSON data into the Java object or Java data into the JSON data. Okay, so till that, if you have any doubt in the web services, then please feel free to ask me. Thank you so much.